but he is coming. There he is. Hey, Terry, how you doing?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Great to see you, man.
Oh, it's good to see you too.
How are you coping with everything? How is everything in your world?
Oh, everything's good, man. You know, we're safe, we're sound, we're waiting to get back to work, but at the same time, we're just thankful for every blessing we have, man. This is really wild, man. I just want to want to
Yeah.
thank all the workers that are out there at the hospitals, all the medical workers on the front lines, everybody that's really risking their lives to fight this. And I just always want to give that shout out right now because they're doing what they do
Amen.
so we can be safe. And we have to do is sit tight. You know what I mean?
Amen. Yeah, it's actually become a weekly tradition on this show since we've started to raise our first toast.
Yeah, I'm gonna raise some hand sanitizer.
There you go. There you go. That's appropriate.
Yeah.
Yes, to all of the medical professionals on the front lines battling this thing, you guys are heroes. To all the people still going to work at the grocery stores and delivering packages, to anyone who has been affected by this personally, our hearts go out to you. Hopefully we can entertain you for the next half an hour. I'm very excited to have you on, Terry. I'm a big fan of yours, but cheers to everybody out there and cheers to your hand sanitizer. All right. What are you doing to entertain yourself these days?
Oh, I've been drawing a lot, reading a lot, trying to catch up on a lot of things with my family, spending a lot of family time and, just really preparing for when the world gets back going. You know what I'm saying? I think right now, this is a real important time just for me personally, just because, you can really get off on these times, you can get off track, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I'm just always making sure, it's funny, we're doing AGT as we speak. We actually did some online versions. The show must go online.
Yeah.
So we're doing online versions. We have people who've been auditioning from their homes.
Wow.
We're leaning in to the whole thing, man. So we've been able to do a couple episodes of that. And, I've been really just big on social with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which our season finale aired last night, and it went really, really big. And so I'm just, what can I say? I'm just staying ready at any time, anywhere. I'm just staying prepared and ready to go.
Yeah. By the way, good catch, because getting off way different from getting off track.
Yeah. I know. Don't do that. Yeah.
I know you're obviously you're a big football guy. You're a former NFL player. I mean, are you tapped into the draft right now? Do you have it on
actually,
monitor?
it's funny because I'm not as big into football as people think I am. I mean, football was 20 years ago, and it was something I kind of survived. I do follow players as opposed to teams.
Okay.
And I always cheer for these guys. And Mike Strand is my homie, so that thing. But I remember being in a draft literally in 1991, right around this time, and I was drafted in the 11th round. And dude, that was hard. It was just one of the weirdest.
Did you say the 11th round?
Yeah, they don't even have 11 rounds now.
There were 11 rounds at one point?
There were 12 rounds. I know,
wow.
I know. 1991, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah. But you made some rosters. You played for the Rams, for the Chargers, for the Skins.
Yeah, I was all over the place.
Yeah, and I know you're from Flint, Michigan, correct?
Yes.
But you're not a Lions fan.
No. Again, remember, man, I played on 6 teams in 7 years. I was Rams, Packers, Chargers, Redskins, Eagles. So it's a little bit like having a favorite movie studio. You know what I mean? I'll do a movie for Netflix. I'll do a movie for Paramount. I'll do a movie for Universal. It's like no, Universal only. It's like, no, I'm going to go over here. I'll see you later.
Yep. And of course, we're definitely going to talk some Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but we got to talk Willoughby's. You're here on the promotional circuit for your new Netflix movie. It's an animated film. It's great. I've watched it a couple times now with my kids. But it premiered on Wednesday. Well, tell all we got a lot of people joining right now. Tell all these fine folks about the Willoughbys and who you play.
Oh man, first of all, the Willoughbys is a super, super special movie that you can watch with your whole fam. And let me tell you something, it's not what you expect. A lot of people have been been a part of the whole, entertainment animated movie formula, and it is really, really super artistic. It's a lot darker than you would expect, which surprises a lot of people in a good way.
Right, right.
And to me, it really hits the tone of, the way the country is right now, about being able to choose your family, and about, really sticking with the people who love you and holding together. And it's very, very deep. I mean, there were several moments when I finally got to see it all, put together, man. I got really emotional. You know what I mean? I was like, this is deep. But what people are finding out is that kids can handle real emotions. You know what I mean? A lot of people think you can't deal with, sadness in a movie or a little bit of dark tone. But let me tell you, I watched this with my granddaughter, and she loved it. It's her movie of the year. It was so amazing. She's 10 years old, and she was like, this is amazing. So
yeah,
what can I say? You know what I mean? I'm super proud of it. And right now, we've been getting critical acclaim and the whole deal. And it's the #1 movie in the country.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, I don't know why I'm shocked to hear that you have a 10-year-old granddaughter, because I for some reason in my mind you're like 45 years old. But that's beautiful. Like I said, I watched it with my kids a couple times, and I want to recommend it to all the parents, not only because it's a great film, but for one very special reason. And that's it. The basic premise is that these kids have these parents who are so terrible that they basically try to orphan themselves from them, the Willoughby parents. And these parents are so awful that it just makes my wife and I, to our children, look so good by comparison. Yeah. That like I want to show it to my kids over and over, because like nothing we could do would ever be as terrible as what they do in this movie. But it's a special movie. It's a lot of fun. And you play kind of like a Willy Wonka type. Can we call him that?
Yeah, I play a character named Commander Melanoff. And you got to understand, I have 5 adult children. My youngest is 14, pretty much. He's grown, and my oldest daughter is 32 years old. And what's wild is that Commander Melanoff reminds me of me 25 years ago. I was fun dad. Listen, it was wild because my wife was like, dude, that's you. 25 years ago, my wife actually was homeschooling our kids. This is crazy because I was playing football at the time. And she was homeschooling, and I would come home and I'm like, hey guys, it's pizza time. Here's the candy. Here's the whole thing. We're going to Disney for 3 days. She's like, hey, they got homework. You got to stop. But let me say, doing Melanoff kind of reminded me of that time when they were that young. And let me tell you, Commander Melanoff is the true version of me that no one has truly ever seen. You know what I mean? Only my kids have seen the Commander Melanoff. I can relate,
by the way, because I'm like, it sounds like you're a good cop, like in the good cop, bad cop scenario. When it comes to parenting, that's me too. Like my wife gives them the business. I'm just the fun dad.
Yeah, you got to do it.
I've got an image here that I'll show you of it's Commander Melanoff right there. I know it might be a little bit of a glare, but I mean, look at that. I mean, like it's
I like it. It looks like me too. You know what I mean? All I got to do is.
There you go.
A little bit of something here.
Can't even tell the difference. Let's talk about Brooklyn Nine-Nine for a minute. By the way, we got amazing people tuning in from all over the world, and we're going to get to some of your questions for sure. Brazil is like, I don't know if you're looking at these comments, but Brazil is really representing you. Terry Crews, you are apparently huge in Brazil, because Brazil is all over the place right now. But let's talk about Brooklyn Nine-Nine, because I feel like this is one of the most heartwarming stories in television, right?
Yes.
This is a beloved show. I don't even think you can call it a cult, because I think it was mainstream. It had a huge audience, but unfortunately for a brief period of time, it was canceled by Fox. And then NBC swept in like angels and resurrected it. But I mean, like, just looking back on that experience now, like what was that sort of emotional roller coaster like for you guys?
You know, first of all, it just reminds me of how fickle this whole thing is. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny because when you bring up the with your kids watching the Willoughbys and looking at your parents, like, I actually appreciate my parents now. You know what I mean? But the same thing with the shows that you love. You know what I mean? Because 1 minute they're there and 1 minute they could be gone. And even when we were working on it, I was flipped out because we were so sure we were going to come back. I literally had planned my tickets for the upfronts. I just knew we were going to be right back on the air. And all of a sudden it was over. And all of a sudden, dude, it was one of the saddest days of my entire life because you didn't really get to say goodbye. You know what I mean? We were like, what is happening? And I just said, this is a cold business, man, because you got to understand this too. Every show, every character that you make is a living, breathing entity. It's truly alive. So everything you put into it, I mean, Jerry Jeffords is a human being. You know what I mean? And every character has lived. And all of a sudden, when it's gone, it's like the world is blown up. You literally realize they're not coming back. So we were freaked out. We were hurt, all that. But the fact is, the whole internet, and this is why Brooklyn Nine-Nine is more popular than ever. The internet brought that show back. All the people out there, everyone that's commenting, everyone that had a click, had a pointer, had it, I mean, could move their mouse or cursor, they had a part of bringing our show back, and it's their show now. You know what I mean? It's literally their show. NBC saw that, picked us back up, and now, first of all, we are more popular than we've ever been. Even at our height, we won the Golden Globe our first season, and we're way more popular now than we were back then.
Argentina in the building right now. We got like a little bit of a South End where there's like a soccer rivalry going on right now in our comment section. I love everything you just said. It's beautiful. It's beautiful the way that the show has stormed back. You guys, as you mentioned, you guys wrapped up the latest season last night. I mean, how much are you in touch with the cast right now? Are you guys Zooming at all? Like, what's going on there?
No, we're vibing. You know, we all have our own WhatsApp. We have a WhatsApp link that we stay in touch with each other no matter where we are. I mean, and even Chelsea Peretti, who actually went on and moved on, but she came back and kind of hops in and out. She's on the WhatsApp. We're family all the way. We're always checking in on each other. In fact, just a couple of days ago, we all talked about how much we missed each other. You know what I mean? And we can't wait to get back, because this is another thing. This was our first 13 episode season. So we were like, you know, usually we do 18, 22 episodes. We're like, it's over already. Now we did get picked up for season 8, which is so awesome. But we don't have an idea when we're going to go back to work, simply because with COVID-19, everyone's trying to make sure that all the sets are super safe. The workers are safe, everybody. So we just have to sit tight, but we will be back once we get everything all straightened out. You know, I'm working on a vaccine right now. I'm like, whatever I can do, you know what I mean? If I got to inject it. No, don't do that. Don't do it. Oh man, that's a
I would
right
believe
now.
anything
like,
right now. There's all sorts of things coming from every angle, which is a great thing.
I know.
Because I got to ask you about one of my all-time favorite project of yours. It is the supremely underrated Mike Judge comedy, Idiocracy. Of course, you play President Dwayne Elizondo, Mountain Dew, Herbert Camacho. Mountain Dew, can't forget Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Herbert, yes. He's
Herbert
sponsored, bombastic former porn star, wrestler turned leader of the free world, president of the United States. The movie's a satire, but like in 2016, suddenly it felt a little bit more relevant. I mean, how do you look at, like, people have pointed this out, there's a lot of comparisons now made between that character and our current leader. What do you make of all this?
Well, you know, it's really it's so funny because everybody talks about, you know, our president now, but at the time, 4 years ago, when everybody was running and the whole thing, this is when it started. It wasn't just that. It was almost everybody in the race had become this kind of like really dumbed down version of politics. You know what I mean? I mean, people were like, yo mama. No, yo mama. And I was like, this is a debate. And I knew everything was different when, you know, Time magazine called me up, you know, during this whole, you know, the campaigns, and was like, Terry, you think this is happening? You know, I was like, hey man, I was in a movie, you know, listen, we were making things up, but I couldn't believe that things had kind of went there because all decorum is kind of gone out the window. And what was so funny is when we first made that movie, it was a massive failure. I'm trying to tell you, it only was released in 2 theaters, one on the East Coast, one on the West, for 1 weekend. Yeah. And it was dumped unceremoniously. And it was supposed to be my big hit. I was telling everybody, hey man, I got this movie, I'm playing the President of the United States. Oh man, wait till you see it. And so months go by, the movie comes out, it does that little thing for 1 weekend and leave. And people were like, hey man, what about that movie? I was like, what movie? What? I don't know what you're talking about. What are you? And slowly but surely, over the years, it became this huge classic. I had major stars coming up to me and saying that was their favorite. Will Ferrell himself came up to me. He was like, Camacho, genius. I was like, oh my God, Will. I'm like, oh. And everybody started to see and this is what the value of comedy is. Like, comedy opens up your brain and lets you receive truth in a whole nother way. Like if it was a debate or anything, you wouldn't receive it. But in comedy, you're less defensive. You're like, whoa, wait a minute, I never saw it like that. And I'm so proud to be in this comedy genre. I think it's so perfect because we could talk about serious things in a very non-threatening way. I mean, we handled that on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I've handled it in different movies and different projects. But really, Idiocracy was this thing that was really talking about how we treat each other. You know what I mean? It's like, are we going to respect each other in the future, or are we going to degenerate? You know what I mean? And I think that question is still being answered every day.
People will also say that it's proven prescient. You know, like, do you personally see any similarities between President Camacho and President Trump?
First of all, you know what? I don't like getting into politics because I respect whatever president is in the office. Hey, man, I got nothing but love for you because, dude, that's not an easy job. So it's not my job to really, you know, to get political. But my thing is, the first thing for me is about people. It's really, really, I'm an entertainer. My job is to make sure you feel entertained, no matter what that is. And this is one reason why I host AGT. You know what I mean? I know, and I'll tell you this right now, I would host AGT for free because it's a show that gives dreams away. You're talking about normal, average, your neighbor, your dentist, your you know, people who just have these normal jobs and do their thing, but they have tremendous talent that you would have never seen. And this show, I mean, being a host on America's Got Talent, we are the show that it's the only show on TV where these people will get a shot. It's it. Most of the other shows, you got to be a certain age, you got to either sing or you got to always dance or whatever, but you can do anything on America's Got Talent. And that's, to me, that's why I never really wanted to be political, because one day you're right, and then one day that same person is wrong. And I'm like, hey, man, I just want to be able to be like, I think I can. I want to move with the right people. You know what I mean? I want to stay on the right side for a second.
You've done a fantastic job hosting thus far. I mean, can you pick any favorites? Has there been, like, you know, 1 or 2 or 3 like performances that have just like, just blown you away, like you would immediately recommend people go seek out?
First of all, you know, the new season will blow your mind. Season 15 is absolutely incredible. But I'm going to talk about last year when I hit a golden buzzer for this group, the Detroit Youth Choir. They were my golden buzzer, okay? And there were these kids from Detroit who, this guy, Anthony White, who basically, for no money, no nothing, was always, I mean, in the snow, the sleet, the rain, he was picking these kids up, and he was like, hey, man, let's make this choir. And he was giving these kids value. and giving these kids worth and letting them know how special they were. Now, they get on America's Got Talent, they blow me away. I'm in tears, right? I hit the golden buzzer. I'm like, guys, you are it. The country recognizes it, takes them all the way. They get to #2 and they lose to the great Cody Lee, who's awesome in his own right. So they're #2. They go home, they're disappointed, and guess what, man? The city of Detroit gives them $1 million anyway.
That's beautiful.
A lot of people don't know that. The city got together and said, you know what? You made us so proud. We're going to give you $1 million no matter what. And they got scholarships. They got cars. They got stuff to use to get the kids to the facilities. And $1 million endowment. Dude, don't tell me nothing. I was like, man, this right here is the most valuable business out. Because if you can change lives like this, I said, those kids in that choir will never be the same. I mean, one of those guys could end up being the greatest entertainer on earth. And I said, man, just to have a part. And I mean, literally, I knew if I didn't hit that golden buzzer, I wouldn't be right. You know what I mean? So that's why I say it's so heartfelt. Oh, I can't wait. Now wait till you see season 15. Okay. I can't give the clues yet. I'm not giving no spoilers, but it's the best season ever. It was better than that.
Well, speaking of performances, I don't know if you know this, but you came into our studio. Well, I know you know this part. You came into our studios in New York for Build Series not too long, about a few months ago, and you busted out like some serious dance moves to one of my favorite songs ever, Belle Biv DeVoe, Poison. It was very brief. That clip went viral on TikTok. It got over like, I don't know if you know this, it got over like 6 million views. That's your house. They follow you to TikTok.
TikTok is my house.
But I was wondering, like, how do we top that today? And I mean, do we sing Poison?
You know what? First of all, everybody wants to hear Vanessa Carlton, my song from White.
Vanessa Carlton's song.
You want to try it? You want to beat it? I can. I'm going to give you a little taste. Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces passing, I'm homebound. And I need you, and I miss you, and now I wonder if I could fall into the sky. Do you think time would pass me by? 'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just see you.
Clap along at home right now. That was a gift. Thank you.
We beat it.
Thank you for that. That was amazing.
Hey, first of all, that's White Chicks, man. I love that movie. I love that song. I love Vanessa Carlton. It changed my life forever, man. Made me a household name. It's one of the most beautiful things.
I love it.
And I will sing that song
I was going to make you duet
It's
Poison
so
with
wonderful.
me, but I think, you know, that was even better. That was even better. Yes, we have here.
I am an entertainer.
From the folks tuning in, I don't want to neglect them. Give me 1 second here. Here's a question. How do you stay positive? Somebody wants to know how you stay positive. You are very, 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 as you've demonstrated tonight, a very positive man. How do you do it?
You know, first of all, I have had major, you know, there's been problems in my life. There's been big things. I grew up in a very, very poor environment, domestic violence, all this stuff, man. I mean, there's been almost every issue you could have, I've been through, but this is the thing, and this is the one thing that changed my perspective, and it was gratitude. Gratitude. Instead of looking at, I decided, I made the choice. It's a choice. It's not something that just automatically happens. I just decided to always look at what I had and do not concentrate on what I don't. You know what I mean? And it sounds, believe me, it sounds very, very simple, but it's not easy. And I decided to really always focus on that because, you know, with gratitude, you know, I've never seen a person who's truly, truly successful who was never grateful. In fact, the phrase that I like to use is that the height of your success is equal to the depth of your gratitude. The more grateful you are, the more successful you are. It's like a skyscraper. To build the highest skyscraper, you got to go down just as deep. But I've never seen a person who wasn't thankful that was truly successful. And you haven't either. And I'm telling you. So once I really wanted success, I knew I had to always be grateful. And even in this time, which is so, I mean, believe me, this sucks. I'm going to tell you right now, man. The whole thing, having a virus just attacked the whole world. Everything stopped. People are losing their jobs. People are losing opportunities. People are losing their lives. It sucks. But what I had to really sit back and just say, thank you, thank you, thank you for my life, that I'm still here. And the people that I love are still around. And I thank you that we are making it through this. You know what I mean? I look at this. Think about the opportunity that I have right now to come to you from my home. And I say, man, I look at all the times in history where, you know, epidemics and pandemics have hit. Right. And man, this is something that we have survived before and we will again, but we must stay thankful,
this is a good follow-up question.
And that's where our power and our energy is going to come from.
I believe that. Here. What is one thing you're grateful for right now? What is something you're grateful right now? You just, you know, talking about gratitude.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say it again. Oh my God! You know what? I'm gonna put it out there because my wife already did. 2 weeks before the whole COVID-19 shut down the world, my wife, it was determined that through a doctor, she went and got a mammogram and they found cancer. And she got a double mastectomy. And we were in the hospital 2 weeks before all this happened. And we were just like, because it was going around and everybody was hearing about this stuff. And my wife was just like, look, let's just do this. You know, I want to attack it. I want to make sure I'm cancer free. And that was scary, man. It was really, really scary. And we sat back and we prayed and we just held hands. And I was so thankful. She came out of that surgery and she was 100% cancer free. And then the world shut down. Okay. So, but here we are together. And now I have the opportunity to be the nurse for my wife for the last 6 weeks. I've been the guy who's been washing her hair, taking care of her, making the dinner, doing the laundry, cleaning the house. And I'm thankful for that because she's here and she's cancer free. And I just thank God. Every day I go, man, if I'd have lost her, I don't know what I would have done. And so this is the thing. In the middle of all this, I found the fact that I'm thankful for my wife. And I'm thankful that she's here, she's alive, and she's cancer free, and she's gonna live till she's 90 years old. You know what I mean? It's perspective, man. It's truly perspective. You can take the jobs, you can take the stuff, but man, we can get another job. We can get other stuff, but you don't get another life. And when my wife's life was hanging in the balance like that, hey man, and she's here and free of cancer, done, I was like,
that is beautiful.
That is
beautiful.
One thing.
That is
I am
beautiful.
Truly
beautiful.
Do
you mind riding with us for
this is why I can smile right now.
We're getting inspired here. I mean, that's beautiful, and
I'm with you. I'm with you,
blessing
man.
that, you know, she was able to get taken care of before, you know, the hospitals became, you know, overrun the way they have been, you know, so unfortunately. What is your this is a question from one of your fans. What is your favorite social platform? Because you mentioned TikTok. We're on Instagram. Like, what do you lean towards?
You know, they're all my kids, man. It's like having a favorite kid. Look, I go back to Facebook, man. You know, because what's wild is I realize you reach certain parties. You know, you reach different people. Terry
Wu-Tang.
Crews is for everybody. You know, peck popping is a family affair, okay? And so when I want the older crowd, I'm on Facebook. When I want the young hip guys, I'm on Instagram Live. When I want the younger generation, I'm on TikTok. You know what I mean? I will do anything. I will literally put messages in bottles and throw them.
By the way, are you in Los Angeles right now?
Terry Crews is going to be on every social media they got.
It's so hot right here. And I think my wife turned off the AC because I'm
in LA, yes.
Sweating bullets over here. Like, what a
I
bad
love
time
it.
for the AC to go off. I want to talk some music. By the way, I didn't even mention, Poison. Obviously a classic. Obviously a classic. One of my favorite songs of all time. Actually, like one of my yearbook quotes. One of my 2 yearbook. One of my, you know how you choose like a quote to represent you in your yearbook?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
One of my quotes was, "Never trust a big button smile."
Yes.
It's profound, man. It's profound. But give us your top 5 albums.
I love it. That's good.
We're coming with the hard questions here before we wrap this up.
Oh man, that's deep. That's so hard. You know what? Oh my God, dude. You know, okay. I'm gonna go Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. That was just incredible. Then I gotta go Run DMC.
To the New. I love it.
Back in the day, the first one, King of Rock. I mean, I'm that old, so you know, I'm going back there. Yeah.
Okay.
Then I gotta go. Oh, this is what. You know what? I gotta go with Kraftwerk. See, I'm a little out there, man. Kraftwerk, everything they've done. Oh my God, they changed the game. I mean, the 808 beats. That's me. Then the other one, Major Lazer. I got to go with my man Diplo. Major Lazer. Anything by Major Lazer, I'm down. It's got that nice little reggae meets electro. It's all good. And then the last one, I'm going, oh, this is too much. But I will probably say, oh.
You're almost there. You're almost there.
I'm going to go, dude, it's too many. It's too many. But let me just say one.
36.
I will say,
okay.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Right. I love it.
Forever.
I love it.
That one.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Yep.
And
there's too many.
You know, that's about a minute.
But I like
the next minute. I have a whole nother thought.
It was, man, this has been so lovely to chat with you. I got to tell you, I'm inspired by you. You are a good person, Terry Crews. I think everybody out here, I can tell from the comments, are as well. What a pleasure. This is a great way to kick off our Friday evening. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. And thank you guys. I think you're a little frozen on me there, but thank you guys all for watching this at home. I'm going to go turn on my air conditioner because it is hot in Los Angeles. It's like 90 degrees. Terry, thank you so much again. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Much respect to you, sir. Thank you very much.
It's a great hot day in LA. Hey, thank you so much, my man. You guys have been awesome. Everybody, just relax, and it's going to be okay.